Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome. So I'm Sandra Raso for all those that doesn't know me yet. And welcome to this sacred space. Welcome to the Mystery School of Feminine Arts. And I want to open like the doors in these new times, like end of July, to welcome you to YONI Temple. So I really want to explain what is actually YONI Temple. It is a tantrika arts training. So here, this is an in-depth exploration of the feminine body. So we are gonna learn how to use actually the technology of the body and how to embrace the sexual energy that we are. We are doing priestess work here, and to understand what is that is like, what is a priestess actually? A priestess is a sacred woman, okay, and it's a woman that honors and worships herself as sacred, and she shares in service from divine. She serves to others. So, and then in order to get there, we really need to understand how our body works, how the technology of our body and the universal laws work, so we can really work through the mysteries of the universe and the Mother Earth and the cycles. Okay, a big part of this is female sexuality. We really need to like heal female sexuality from the darkness to the light. Okay, we live in a world that we can be really easily manipulated because of the factor of not knowing our sexuality, not knowing our bodies, and not knowing how to relate with the world. So this is a process of this is not a process of learning something that we don't know. This is a process of unlearning what we have been told and all those layers that are not actually real, and to really remembering the worthiness that we are. So before we start, let's place a sacred space, and I suggest you to close the door, turn off the phone. We are gonna be here for a little while, and this is gonna be a free training where we are gonna dive a bit deeper into what is YONI Temple, what is Awoken Woman, what is this mystery school for, and what is that we are going to be approaching, and how we are gonna bring this knowledge to our lives. Okay, so just take your time, get comfortable, close the door, turn off the phone, so we can start. Perfect. So we are gonna put the hands in our heart as you listen to the sound of my voice, and as you soften to the present moment, softening to all that is and all that you are here and now, softening and melting like honey, relaxing your muscles, relaxing your body. And you can say in high voice, I am listening. I am listening. As we set this sacred space for this transmission. And this is an in-depth training actually. This is a mystery school of feminine arts, and there is 2 years of curriculum. We are opening now by the end of July the gates of YONI Temple. So I really want to explain what actually YONI Temple is. All the base and the structures and the foundation of Awoken Woman is based in ancient TAOIST tantric arts and Mexican traditional wisdom. Okay, so we have melded those two to really remember what is the power that we actually hold, and that many ancient traditions still are teaching. Okay, so this is a lineage that we are transmitting from teacher to student, and here we are keeping this lineage going through the teachings through the school. So here we are going to approach one of the most important tools in the mystery school, which is female sexuality. Okay, so sexuality controls our lives in one way or other. And here we are going to learn how to become sexual sovereign creators, how to fill your own cup so you don't actually use your sexuality in ways that are self-destructive to you and to others. Okay? So being aware of the power that we hold is being aware of the sexuality and how that works in our relationships. Sexuality is a life force, it's an impulse that moves through you. And we are coming from a culture where we are learning how to sugarcoat everything, where to really like shut down your impulses, because that can be really self-destructive. But when you become in coherence with your own sexuality, there is one magnet that you are actually walking, which is the magnet of two polarities, which is the feminine polarity and the masculine polarity. And here we have desire and repulsion. So the more we cultivate our sexual energy and the more we learn how to navigate the tides of sexuality through our own bodies, through our own lives, the more we are going to find ourselves in some choice point in our life, and we will feel really attracted to them or really like repulsed by them. And this is not moral, these are instincts. So really these Taoist practices are to really navigate the river where we are in, the river of life. And as a metaphor, I want to say that imagine that we are in a river and there is people that is like swimming against the current, so you don't really see that the river is taking you. You don't really see, but it's actually taking you, and you are spending all your energy going up the river against the current. And that's how we actually live when we do things that we don't like, when we say yes, when we want to say no, when we go to a dinner that we don't really want to go, but we still go because of something, some mental complexity that we actually tell ourselves. So we are gonna go deep here. This is an in-depth training to really see how we actually live, if we are living through the current of life or if we are going against life. So female sexual energy cultivation is about how to really embrace yourself from the current of life that runs through you and how to navigate the river that you are in. So the river, the only difference between going against your sexual impulses and your sexual energy and going with the river of creation is that the river of life is taking you, but you are aware of it. So you can decide if you go to the left or you go to the right, and you are not spending your energy going against the river of life. You are spending your energy to really being smart and focusing which direction you want to go according with the situations. So healing female sexual energy means to heal your relationship with life, how you navigate life. Okay, there is many ways that Tantra approaches sexuality, that is to opening up and being really open. It makes me sad to see how we are approaching the female sexuality in the modern world, because it's so much deeper than that. And Tantra is not just about sex. Tantra is about how we live, how we receive from life, how we actually give. Are you giving to the world? Are you giving your gifts to the world? Are you respecting others? Tantra, it is actually a way of living in coherence with the currents of life. So the way we approach female sexuality is actually learning the structure and the technology of our bodies. Our bodies are pure technology, and the more aware we are of this technology, the more in coherence we get with the universal laws of the cosmos and the earth. Okay, and opening up yourself to that current of life that is actually sexual energy is opening yourself to life itself. So if you are feeling lost, or you are depressed, or you are having relationship problems, or you are not serving with your gifts to the world, or you are not living from your gifts, and you are not enjoying your life. There is actually some distortion in sexuality. Even if we have problems with money, normally it's a symbolism of sexual energy, because sexual energy is the first chakras, and if we block those chakras, we are blocking our connection to the heavens, and we are blocking our connection to life. So the way we approach female sexuality here is the way of the Tao. Tao actually means the way, and this is a really ancient holy lineage and a feminine lineages. I'm seeing in this modern world that there is certain problems that we have with relationships, with money, with work, and psychotherapy, or many embodiment practices, or even yoga. They don't really approach the feminine embodiment of the current of life. Okay, so really there is some gaps. I want to tell you, we are not in therapy land. Life is initiating us for something greater than we actually know, and that's the way we approach female sexuality and the Mystery School of Feminine Arts. So I'm actually opening this conversation and this video for really like transmitting a little bit of what we are teaching, so we get a little taste of what is Yoni Temple. Also, I want to clarify what is a priestess, okay, because this is a word that is like coming to the surface in our society. And a priestess is a sacred woman. It's a woman that is in service to their communities, is in service of love, of the legacy of love, and is in service of her heart call. So a woman that lives her life in coherence with her own heart is a priestess, and we can say is a sacred woman. So let's dive a bit deeper into what is sacred lover. Okay, when you walk the path of the sacredness and the priestess, traditionally there was temples and there was structures, and those lineages were known for the people around, but now they are not known, and the wisdom of these teachings has been kind of washed away. So we approach the temple as an energetical temple. So we are the temple of the service of a channel to divine forces and the current of life and the current of the knowledge. And when we come into a lover, how we really approach this relationship in a way that we feel safe, we protect ourselves, we protect our holy grail, and we can still relate with another. Okay, we can still relate with one another. In many of my consultations, I see women that think that there is something wrong with them because they find themselves attracting partners that neglect them, or partners that end up leaving them, or partners that lied to them. And these women end up like self-sabotaging themselves, thinking that there is something wrong, and we are going through more therapy land. And what I'm saying here, there is nothing wrong with you. You are perfect. As you are perfect. The only thing that is missing here is the wisdom of a sacred woman. So we are a temple, and if the temple is not outside of our realities, we can build a temple. We can build a structure. And when a lover comes to meet us, even if there is a soul connection, and probably this has happened for many of you, there is a soul connection and you invite them really close to your own sexuality, and they end up living worse than they found you. You know how we actually protect ourselves, being in service of this energy, and at the same time being held in a protective space. So there is certain gates and intimacy in the process of meeting a lover. Okay, so the lover, I will see it more as a pilgrimage, that he comes to see you as a sacred woman, and you are gonna purify what is going in his reality, and this happened naturally because this is a natural law. But how we navigate these tides of meeting a lover and really protecting ourselves and our message, and really know that he is worthy for your own presence, and he is worthy for the gift that you have. Because there is many conscious talkers out there, and I've been there, and there was some distortion. We couldn't really met in the sacredness. And there is many other men that they don't really know about conscious talking or certain vocabularies, but they make you feel safe. Okay, so the priestess path is a path of like feeling, how it makes you feel. Okay, so then we find the answers through the feeling, and the feeling is connected to a higher intelligence. So I will say, in the way of meeting a sacred lover, it will be more like a pilgrimage where you slow down the process, okay, because you know how worthy you are, and you slow down the process, and this person comes to meet you in the different gates. In the welcoming gate, there is one gate, and then you can interact there and create some intimacy. What is happening in this modern world is that we open sexually too fast and things disappear. There is not energy, there is not a magic flourishing from a connection. So here it will be to really honoring the connection and the gates through the temple, the structure to the temple, so you can create all that intimacy in the different gates of meeting you. And there is some magic, and there is some energy, and it's sexual energy that arises through that slowing down, that process, and meeting this person in the different gates of the temple that you are. And through all those gates, you can know if he's worthy of your time, if he's worthy of your gifts. And many of you also are asking how you know if this is a sacred union or it's not, because I thought the connection was real and then end up being something else. And I'm just saying that the connection is real because you see through him, you see the potential. And that's why it is really important to create those gates for you to meet him in the different choice points and to see if he is available there for you. You can see if he is there for you, if he's worthy for you, if he's actually meeting you in your heart. And then you can actually welcome him into your life. And then is when we talk about sacred union, when you already have filled your own cup and he has filled his own cup, and we can both meet in service to a higher prayer, in service to a devotional path. Okay, so a priestess has her priest, and those are such an amazing teachings that sometimes we are missing out. So we will see the lover here as a person that devotes himself into a pilgrimage to really meet you where you are. And in the gates, he worships you and he creates that energy field. Okay, so you as a woman, as a daughter of the earth, you relax and you can open up to the divine force and the beauty that you are. And this takes a little bit of time. It's not from one night to other. It's a pilgrimage. It's a slow process of meeting each other and resting in the comfort of being seen where you are. And when you are being seen where you are, then you can relax and open even more, to the point that you actually end up worshiping your own self too. And that's what we all want. We want to be the best versions of ourselves, and when you get there, you want to share your gifts with the world. And that is what it is to be a priestess. Is a woman that loves herself enough to really be a completely sovereign being from the economical system, from the sexual manipulation, and she really feels and walks the path of her own heart. Okay, so here we are welcoming sexuality, we are welcoming a healthy sexuality, we are learning how to navigate the river of life through opening up through sexuality. Okay, so life and sexuality are going together. The more you open up to life, the more you open up to sexuality, and the other way around, the more you open up to sexuality, the more you open up to life. Okay, and the priestess is a holy role, and the lover of the priestess is also a holy role. It is not you, it's about the gift that you carry and your service and the light that you actually carry within. And if this person can meet you there, that's why we have the different gates of welcoming and of purification and worshipping to really meet each other there. And when we meet each other there is when we create that magnetical pulse of desire, and through that magnetical pulse of desire is when we create and generate orgasmic energy that really like ripples away through our communities and through our relationships and through our jobs and through everything we do, because we are in constant ecstasy. And that is orgasmic energy. And orgasmic energy is not just like an orgasm that happens in 1 minute or 3 minutes. It's actually a way of living. If you are in really coherence with your own life, you'll be able to live an orgasmic life. And that ecstasy runs through your own veins, that you actually enter another states of consciousness. This is absolutely amazing. This is actually what it is. Female sexuality is really incredible. So what is actually Yoni Temple? Yoni Temple is knowing that we are a sanctuary, knowing that we are a temple, that we hold the energy of divine, and we create the temple around us, inviting some people in, some people that we know they are worthy of our own presence, and not opening the gates to other people that it is not worthy our time and our presence, because we have a higher purpose. Okay, so anything that doesn't really serve your purpose and your happiness and your joy and the service of others is not actually welcome, because you need to do your homeworks. I need to walk my own path to really be serving this message, but you need to do your homeworks. We are not here in therapy land, and we are not here sugarcoating everybody. And the more you sugarcoat everybody, because most of religions have teach women how to be in service, but through a more toxic way. You are in service of others without listening your own impulses, and this is not the way it is, because here we have gotten to a place where in society women are really lost. They have developed like feminine symptoms. Many of them cannot have child, or there is breast cancer or womb cancer or polycystic ovaries, or there is like codependency in relationship. We have got to a point where we have lost ourselves, okay? And this is like a gate opener for all those women that really want to walk the path of the sacredness, and they want to honor themselves and see themselves as the sacred women that they are. And the teachings are going to be about female sexual energy cultivation using different Taoist tantric arts and ancient knowledge to really heal sexual trauma and heal memories from our bodies. And once that's done, we can really embrace and cultivate the sexual energy, and we can start like really feeling our impulses and making choices in our lives according to those impulses that comes from our natural wild self and from our heart. So this is a natural way. This is really the only way in Awoken Woman. The only foundation that we have is the natural foundation, the natural law. So we are really based and grounded in natural ways of relating through communities, through the Mother Earth, through the cosmos, and through the waves of masculine and feminine and day and night. So we try to find that razor edge between the night and the day, the action and the contraction. You know, it's like that fine line where you are in harmony, where you integrate your inner divine feminine and masculine forces, and you fill your own cup. So this becomes really fulfilling for any women, becoming a sovereign sexual being, filling your own cup so you can overflow, and then you can share your cup with others, and from that space you can meet other that has his cup full. And sometimes we fill our own cup, but we also allow others to really come and soak our own cup and leave us worse than we found ourselves before. So there is certain structures of relation, there is certain structures of really seeing who is worthy of your cup and who is not. And this is, as I said, not a path of sugarcoating everybody. This is a path of, yes, this is for me. No, this is not for me. Okay, we are really like in the center of the harmony. We are walking the razor edge, and we see what is for us, what is not for us, and we can integrate the energy of the warrior, because you cannot be manipulated here. When you really fill your own cup with your own sexual energy, it's really hard for you to be manipulated. And if you are manipulated, there is some leaking in the energy. It's always in the sexual energy, in the way you embrace yourself. So female sexual energy cultivation is a path, it's a devotional path, it's a holy service. It used to be considered as a holy service, as a holy devotional path thousands of years ago, and this knowledge is pouring out as we open up to these new realms of the divine feminine. And we are learning, we are opening up to these new realms, and this is a safe space where you can actually explore yourself, and where we offer a safe container for you to explore the realms of female sexuality. How we can actually know that he is worthy? How can we walk the lover's path without getting trapped in that fantasy? Because when you hold your own sovereign sexuality and your own cup, you become really powerful, and it requires a lot of integrity for you to hold that much power. And when a man is close to you and a lover is close to you, not many men can really sit in the fire that you are. Not many men can really sit in that fire, because you are embracing the archetypes of the divine, the archetypes of the dark mother, the archetypes of Kali, of Shakti, of Durga, and many other archetypes that we will be teaching in this course. Now, it's really important to know how the divine energy is manifested in different forms according to the circumstances. So you become powerful, and you start gaining more confidence in the way you share your own words and in the way you walk your own path. And how you know if a man is worthy of that too is to see if he can sit in the fire with you, because you will wash away everything that is not real. So any manipulation or anything, it will feel distorted in your own body. So if he is responsible of holding you there, even if he does not understand, he does not need to know everything, then he is worthy of your time, is worthy of your presence. But if he cannot sit in your own fire, if he cannot hold that container, then probably he's not worthy, because it can be scary holding so much power. It can be really scary. But that's why I'm explaining this video, because I'm welcoming you all, but this is an in-depth process and an in-depth training to really embodying the Taoist practice of female sexual energy cultivation and how to walk this path. So it requires a lot of integrity. Walking the sacred sexuality path, it requires a lot of integrity, and really be grounded here, and be grounded with the elements, and be grounded with the universal laws. Just there you can hold that power, because it's really easy to fall down into wanting to attract to you things that you want for your own benefits, to fill your own empty cup. And many women can get really lost there. When you start cultivating your sexual energy, you start seeing like how amazing and beautiful you are. But then if you haven't healed yourself, and if you are not walking with integrity, you can use that in a different way. Okay, so I really want to share here that this is a path really rooted in nature, really rooted in integrity. The teachings are coming from a few grandmothers in Mexico, a few shamans in Bolivia, and also Taoist tantric arts, and the fusion of all that has birthed this project. Okay, has birthed Awoken Woman and the Mystery School of Feminine Arts that I'm so happy to share here with you. So also I want to share that this is a path of embodiment, and this is a path of really finding that sovereign space in our lives. So there is a few practices of homecoming, of coming to your own self, so you really find yourself rooted in your own source, so when you come back to life you don't get pulled by life. There is practices of homecoming, there is practices of sexual energy cultivation to fill in your own cup. There is meditations, there is audios, there is gifts, there is music, and there is amazing bonuses. One of them is Mary Magdalene mentorship. As you see today, I'm dressing red in honor to Mary Magdalene. Tomorrow is 21st of July, so I really want to release this video honoring Mary Magdalene and the amazing woman that she was as a sexual alchemist. And she knew the power of priestessing with sacred sexuality, and we have a bonus that is Magdalene mentorship. I've been working with the Magdalene lineage for a long time right now, and it's part of my path. We work with the codes of the rose and the sisterhood of the rose too. So we will have that bonus there, and it's really amazing because we work in ceremony and we work with roses, and we learn how to really open sacred spaces to really embody those lineages. Another bonus that we have is called magnetic abundance, and I see that for the freedom of the women in this age, we need to really make peace with the energy of the money and how to really interact with money in a really healthy way. Money and sexuality goes together hand by hand, and if we repress sexuality, we repress money and the other side around. So we really want to bring up the energy of sexuality, the energy of ceremony, the energy of universal laws, integrity. And magnetic abundance is a way of thinking where you are walking your own path, when you are really walking with integrity your own talk, then you become magnetic. Okay, we stop looking outside our cup to fill our own cup. You really overflow, and then the universe starts assisting you. So we will talk about magnetic abundance, and this is an amazing module that we have also. So we will learn how to navigate the different feminine archetypes and how to integrate that into our lives, into our communities. And then also we will learn how to navigate the different cycles of our moon cycle, of our bleeding, through bleeding magic and rituals for really like bringing this ancestral wisdom to our lives, how to work with the moon cycles too. So really this is a sacred space, so I'm welcoming all those women that are really resonating with this message. This is a sacred space, this is a safe space where we actually honor the traditional ancient practices of female sexual energy cultivation, and the doors are open. Okay, why we are opening the doors end of July? By the end of July there is a new moon, and also is the end of the past galactic sun. So the sun has a cycle of 13 years, and by the end of July there is a cycle that is dying, and there is a new sun that is birthing for the next 13 years to come. So we are going to use the energy and the electromagnetic field of this energy from the sun. This will be like a divine union, masculine and feminine forces, using the sun as a gate opener and using the earth as a receiver, and we holding that container and that holy grail to really like make magic and really embody the women and the sacred woman that you are. So I think that that's all. If you have any questions, you can always go to the website and send me a message so I can answer you. The gates will be closed by the 1st of August. So there is 1 week left, and yeah, this is This is me in service to the world. This is me honoring my ancestral lineage. This is me honoring my own soul. And I really want to share this information with you. So if you want to be part of this movement, of this mystery school of feminine arts, and you want to be part of the inner circle from more intimate place with a Awoken woman, the doors are open. And I'm in service of her, so thank you.